Hey guys, welcome to Beer Geek Nation, and guess what? We're going back to California. And this one is actually a little bit special. I've never had this brewery. It is Karl Strauss Brewing Company out of San Diego, California. Very small brewery. They have a really limited distribution, and this is actually a limited edition, so even smaller amounts of this. Karl's Coastal Reserve series, which is kind of their very limited edition series. It is their Big Barrel Double IPA. It comes in at 9.0% ABV, 90 IBUs, so it's, you know, a pretty big beer. Very cool thing about this is they're actually using a New Zealand hop strain. It's the Nielsen Sauvin hop, which is a very close relative to an Amarillo or like a Citra strain of hop. You're going to get a sweet fruitiness, like tropical mango peach, but at the same time you're going to get a decent amount of bitterness. Not as much as, say, like a Simcoe gives you, you know, that mix between bitter and sweetness, but to make up for the sweetness in this one, they also had Warrior and a Tatum hops in this one, which are just alpha-acidic, you know, bombs. So you get a good amount of bitterness. I'm assuming, you know, it's going to be a lot of malt backbone in this one, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've heard nothing but great things about their beer. So, with that said, let me pop the cap on this one, get it into a cup, let you guys see it, and give you the verdict, and we can go from there. That's very, very, very typical West Coast double IPA style. It's got that, you know, and I use this term all the time, but it's just a gorgeous honey orange, very, very light orange, like a gold color almost. And it's got that awesome, and I can't say it enough. I love when they do it when it happens. It's like a two-finger white head, but it actually kind of absorbs the color from the actual beer itself, and it gets this like little like off yellowish color, and I just think it's super freaking sexy. And I'm sorry, I hate to say it about a beer, but it really is. Hop haze, you know, a ton of hop haze. You can see in the video. You can barely see it through the light. I got a feeling this is going to be a good one. So, as far as a double IPA goes, you know, a perfect appearance, exactly what I would expect from a West Coast double IPA. Oh, yeah, it does not disappoint. I'm getting a ton of pineapple in this one, which you really don't smell a lot of in beers. You do get a lot of tropical mango and peach and stuff like that, but pineapple, like a ton of pineapple. It's very, very, very interesting, and I'm willing to bet it's from that Nielsen Sauvin hop strain. Just phenomenal stuff. You know, it's, wow, yeah, pine. There's pine notes in there, bitterness. There's definitely a West Coast IPA feel to it. At the same time, I'm also getting lots of notes from like a, you know, middle of the country kind of IPA, from a Founders or a Bell's, something like that. There's definitely those characteristics in there too, and there's a ton of malt backbone. I got a feeling the body on this one is going to be phenomenal. It's probably like a, you know, a caramel 60 or something like that, but it's just tons of breadiness. Malt characters in there, not a lot of yeast. I'm not smelling any of the alcohol in it, even though it is 9%, so that's, you know, definitely a plus. So let's get into the taste on this one. Wow, there is an absolute metric shit ton of pineapple characters in this beer. It's amazing. As soon as it hits the front of your tongue, it's just bombarded with sweet tropical fruits, pineapple, peach, mango, predominantly pineapple. By the middle of the tongue, the bitterness just starts to take over, literally like a wave. I mean, maybe that's where they get the name from. A wave of bitterness, and by the back of the tongue, it's all malt sweetness. You get a little bit of the graininess in there, and it just, you know, it's a symphony of perfect double IPA balance. I do detect a little bit of the alcohol in this one, but again, it is 9%, and it's kind of a weird balance. Usually around 9% beers, you either get a lot of it or you don't get any of it. This one I'm getting just a little bit, so again, the balance, you know, is perfect. Sweet fruits, pininess, Very California, very West Coast. They knocked it out of the park. You know, I'm probably never going to have this beer again, and that's very sad. I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A+, to tell you the truth. This is one of the best Imperial IPAs I've ever had. I can't stress this enough, how balanced this beer is between the color, you know, the appearance of it, the aroma, the taste, just everything comes together to kind of make this perfect storm of a West Coast Imperial IPA that really just shines. And I can't say enough positive things about it, other than make it year-round and make it available on the East Coast. But, you know, with that said, if you can get a hold of a bottle of this, I highly recommend it. This is Karl Strauss. It is their Big Barrel Double IPA. You can finally find some straggler bottles of it now, but it was a limited release. I'm sure it'll be released again. Trade for it, you know, search for it out in California. Do what you can to get it. It's great stuff. 9% alcohol, so it's a pretty big beer. 90 IBUs. I'm giving it an A+. And remember, my friends, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.